So you are a sole proprietor, an independent contractor, a freelancer, or maybe you have an LLC. Yes, you are a small business owner. All of that is great and all, but are you doing anything to protect yourself and your hard-earned money? That is where general liability insurance, where contractor insurance, where business insurance is going to be incredibly important for you. Because you don't want to be out there every day working your butt off, whether you are a consultant, whether you have a gym, flower shop, you provide handyman services, moving services, yard work, whatever it might be. There's always going to potentially be a situation where an accident might happen and you might cause some harm. And as a result of that, someone might come after you and say, hey, you have to pay for the harm that you inflicted, for the damage that you caused. And that is why general liability insurance is so clutch. Next Insurance is not only an option that is available for most of you out there who are watching this, who are thinking about getting business insurance, but it's actually my provider that I work with for my business. As you guys can see, I got my Adam Helper shirt on. This is for my handyman and yard work business. I want to make sure if I'm out there doing a small moving job, doing some work in someone's property, that I am going to be covered in case any damage and in case any accident happens, right? I don't want to be out there, working my butt off, making money, and then an accident happens and all the money that I've made, I have to essentially fork it over to someone because of an accident that happened, So general liability insurance, I think, is something that I don't hear enough, coaches, business consultants, coaches, entrepreneurs, people that are like, okay, if you want to start your business, these are all the things you want to do. I don't hear enough people saying this is how you protect your money, getting insurance. Now everyone, if you're watching this and you got health insurance, if you have a car, you probably have auto insurance. You may have renter's insurance. Why would you not have business insurance? Some sort of coverage to help you in case there is a slip and fall injury. Someone trips at your business, breaks their leg, and files a lawsuit, excluding employees. And maybe you don't have an actual business storefront. Well, property damage. You accidentally damage a client or customer's property. Maybe you're walking up the stairs and you have a slip and, your toolbox or your hammer in your hand goes flying out your hand and it goes in the wall, got a hole in the wall now. Well, that is property damage that would be covered under your general liability insurance with Next. Legal fees and defense costs. You need an attorney to defend your business in a lawsuit after a claim. Your Next Insurance will cover that. Medical payments. Someone, excluding employees, gets injured and asks you to pay for medical expenses. Reputational harm. An employee badmouths a client online and the client sues you. An advertising injury. You're sued for improper image use in your advertising. All of these situations could potentially arise, and having general liability insurance through Next or, other providers out there might be something you want to get in motion sooner than later. Oftentimes we say, we'll do it later, I'll get around to it next week. And then that accident happens before you are able to do it later. I recently had an accident with a U-Haul. I was in a U-Haul rental and someone rear-ended me. I am so glad I had that coverage that I paid the extra for, the extra fees for, because it wasn't just, so oftentimes, I'll be honest, I'll just get the coverage where I'm like, if I hit someone else. But, why not just get the full coverage to help make sure in case someone hits you? Because, no one's perfect. You might be sitting at a red light and then get rear-ended. There's nothing, you can do. You're looking at your phone or you're sitting down or whatever, and then all of a sudden you get hit. Well, yeah, if you have insurance that's going to cover that, then great. But if not, then you are coming out of pocket. And this is where insurance is so valuable, so important. Oftentimes we overlook it. We think, oh, we don't need it, and you don't get it. And then that's when you need it most. Now, I like this because here on Next, they do have a bunch of common questions that many of you guys out there might ask. You might be wondering. And I'm not going to go through all of these. What is general liability insurance? General liability insurance can provide financial protection for some of the most common accidents at a business. It can help if someone other than an employee gets hurt and your business is at fault. This is called bodily injury. General liability insurance coverage can also help pay for repair or replacement costs if you accidentally damage property that doesn't belong to you. And if you're accused of reputational harm, basically slander or libel, false advertising, advertising injury, or copyright infringement, your insurance policy can provide coverage for that too. One of the most frequently purchased types of business insurance by small business owners because of its broad protection it offers. This type of coverage is also sometimes called business liability insurance, commercial general liability (CGL), public liability or liability insurance. And for the sake of simplicity, we'll just call it general liability moving forward. Now, who needs this? Contraction trades, restaurants and food services, retail and e-commerce, fitness professionals, cleaning businesses. I mean, pretty much any business is going to benefit from general liability insurance. Now, why is it important? As I've discussed, as I've mentioned, it's going to help protect you and your hard-earned money. No one wants to be in a position where everything you've saved up has to be forked over to someone because of a little accident that you caused, but now they're suing you, they're mad, and they want you to pay. That is why you need it. This is who is going to benefit from it. Now, I just wanted to come down here and really show you how much does general liability insurance cost. It's not going to give us a set price. It says general liability insurance costs are different for each business. It can cost as little as $11 monthly for some low-risk businesses. Several factors influence the price you'll pay for insurance, including your industry, your business operations, the size of your business, where you do business, your business needs, and how much coverage you want to purchase, and lastly, your policy limits. So my friends, I'll have a link down below to Next. I also have a link to Thimble if you want to check them out, another insurance provider that you could get general liability insurance for your small business through. Ultimately, it's up to you, but hey, act on this sooner than later. Like I just mentioned, you can pay for some policies depending on your business as little as $11 a month. And that really is nothing compared to how much you might have to come out of pocket if a situation ever arises. I had one accident. No, that's a lie. I had two accidents that I can think of where, it was like an actual accident and, basically money was brought into the mix. And fortunately, neither of those situations were too expensive. And I can just say, I could just deduct it from the total bill of the job that I was doing. But if that's not, the situation, if maybe those accidents happen to be a little more expensive or the bill was, much less, well, it may have made sense to utilize my next insurance in those situations. And fortunately, I didn't have to, but knowing that the option is there, knowing that I'm always going to be protected and covered is just a nice sense of peace of mind. And just, it's kind of like you can breathe, you can relax a little bit because that coverage is there and you're protected. So my friends, I hope you guys found this video helpful or encouraging as you are exploring or considering getting general liability insurance for your small business. Ultimately, it's up to you. If you want that additional coverage, of course, yeah, you do have to come out of pocket a little bit to pay for the monthly fees, but it's really not much compared to how much you would potentially have to pay if a situation does arise. So I'm just going to leave it at that, as well as leave a link to Next down below, and you guys can get started if you do use my referral link. Much appreciation for watching. Feel free to comment down below when you're there with any questions or thoughts or suggestions, and also like this video, hit that thumbs up, and also subscribe to the channel, hit the notification bell. That way you can stay up to date when we release upcoming and new video content. But all right, my friends, now that you are protected, now that you have that general liability insurance, it's going to help you with managing your money. You might want to consider checking out one of these other videos next.